Hey there guys, Ignite here, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Schooled, the game show where I go back to all the old Skylanders games to put all the older Skylanders into battle classes like Senseis and Skylanders Imaginators. Now in the previous episode, when we looked at bazookas, I established that both of the jetpacks from both the Giants game and Superchargers were both bazookas, and we are going to stand by that still, but this repos for jetpack, however, has a lot of quickshot within him, which is the battle class we're focusing on in this particular episode of Schooled. And basically what makes this one partially a quick shot is the fact that not only is his pose changed up from previous iterations of jetpack, but his wow power also changes things up so that then he is quick shot based to where he has dual guns and fires them off at an incredibly fast pace with pinpoint accuracy from a distance. And those are all quick shot traits, but overall this guy is still a bazooka, since he very rarely utilises his wow power with the dual guns as is. I just thought it would be a nice little addition to start off a Schooled episode with. But now, let's get on to the actual quick shots without further ado. Right, so here are all of our actual quick shots, an entire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them. That's right, we have a dozen quick shots. Kind of like the Knights, except from the fact that the Knights there wasn't a dozen of. At least after I added in the additions, mind you. But anyway, starting off with Spiro's Adventure, right here we have dual tech characters actually, and an Earth character. So Trigger Happy and Drobot are clearly quick shots because first of all, Trigger Happy is what you would say a dictionary definition of a quick shot, with him having dual guns that fire off at an incredibly fast pace with pinpoint accuracy from an incredible distance. That in and of itself is a perfect quick shot. And Trigger Happy is not the most weapon expert of characters, but as I was saying in the previous episode also, that's what bazookas are for. Bazookas are for weapon experts, whereas quick shots are the fast-paced, pinpoint accuracy from a distance characters, different to bazookas, basically speaking. But anyway, apart from that, there is also Drobot, who fires off lasers at an incredibly quick pace, and it absolutely pulverizes enemies from a distance, and not to mention, because he is blinking, it's incredibly accurate also. So you take all of those points into account: accuracy, fast-paced, lasers, and from a distance you have yourself a quick shot. And then there's Prison Break, which a lot of you are wondering, well, why Prison Break? Well, first of all, Prison Break's beams are fired off at an incredibly fast pace. The moment you press that action button, his beams shall be fired. And not to mention, he can also split off his beams using his crystals, which have pinpoint accuracy embedded into them. So basically, Prison Break can hit multiple enemies with great accuracy from an incredible distance, and all of those are quick shot based techniques. And not to mention, you could argue that he doesn't have two guns. I consider both of his crystal hands as two separate guns, hence he counts as a quick shot, mind you. But moving on to Giants, right here we have yet another tech character actually, Bouncer as our Giant, and Flashwing. Now Flashwing is another one of those characters which doesn't have a traditional double guns based weaponry, but you don't need that to be a quick shot necessarily, because what makes Flashwing a quick shot is the fact that she fires off crystals and incredibly fast paced from a distance, which can be incredibly accurate in their aiming as well. So basically, you see an enemy, if she sees an enemy in front of her, then she can not only keep her distance, but she can fire very quickly and very accurately. And then not to mention, she can also fire off shards in all sorts of different directions that annihilate multiple enemies at once with great efficiency. And quick shots, one of their best strengths is their efficiency. So Flashwing is very much a quick shot. There's only one of her attacks, which is about getting up close and personal, so that's the only thing that would potentially make her not a quick shot, I feel. But anyway, apart from that, there's Bouncer, who, just like Trigger Happy, uses dual guns to fire off bullets towards enemies at incredible speeds with pinpoint accuracy and at incredible distances also. So, for those very reasons, Bouncer here is very clearly a quick shot. But moving on to Swap Force quite swiftly here, we have a single character that is a quick shot, which did surprise me when I was doing my research for this series. But it turns out the only quick shot based character I had from Swap Force was Countdown the whole time. But what makes Countdown a quick shot is the fact that he has dual rockets which he fires off at enemies at quick speeds. Now, we did have a similar character to that previously who got into the Bazooka class, that being Drill Sergeant. But what distinguishes Countdown from Drill Sergeant is the fact that Countdown, when he fires off his rockets, is much more quicker with his rockets, and he has more accuracy too, because whilst Drill Sergeant does have a gun-based ability which is quick, it's not accurate, however, and Countdown, on the other hand, is, which is what makes Countdown a quick shot, but Drill Sergeant a bazooka on the other hand. Moving straight on to Trap Team, we have Only Cause, which that too also surprised me, because we have Spotlight, Chopper, and High Five. Now, what makes High Five starting us off with as a quick shot is the fact that when he's spitting out his poison pellets, it's not only from an incredible distance, but it's incredibly fast-paced in how quick he's dispersing these poison clouds, and not to mention they're incredibly efficient in taking down enemies, which is exactly what you want from a quick shot: distance, speed, and power. And then there's also the fact that High Five got his name from being quick, and if you are a quick scanner, you've got to be a quick shot. You've literally got quick in the name of your skill set. So High Five is rightfully a quick shot. And then what makes Chopper a quick shot, on the other hand, is the fact that his soldier ability allows him to launch rockets in all directions, sure, which doesn't make them accurate, but the amount he can get out in a small amount of time, the pacing of the rockets alone is basically what I'm saying here, is what makes him a quick shot. Not to mention, his rockets, when you're not using that soul gem, are incredibly accurate, so speed, distance, accuracy, all traits of a quick shot, which Chopper successfully has. But moving on to Spotlight, just like Prison Break, she can fire a beam very, very quickly and very, very accurately, hitting multiple enemies at once, which is very efficient with the fact that she can reflect them through her rings, which, once again, she can also fire from a distance and at very fast-paced speeds. So above all, the efficiency she has to take down her enemies makes her a quick shot, just like Prison Break. In fact, for the same reasons as Prison Break, she's a quick shot even. But finally, last but not least, we have, of course, Superchargers to look at. Now, the only reason why Power Blue Double Dare Trigger Happy is representing Double Dare Trigger Happy as a whole is because I don't have regular Double Dare Trigger Happy yet. But basically, they are the same thing, and so whilst on the figurine itself, Double Dare Trigger Happy has a singleized gun, which would make him more of a bazooka-based thing because he doesn't have dual guns. What makes him a quick shot is the fact that in-game does not reflect his figurine in the fact that in-game he does have two guns, just like Trigger Happy does, and he fires them off at incredible speeds from a distance with pinpoint accuracy. So again, he is a perfect definition of a quick shot, just like Trigger Happy. It's just a shame that his figure doesn't necessarily reflect that. But then moving on to Thrillipede, he is also a quick shot because he can fire off his grenades at very fast speeds, normally having multiple ones in all of his 4 limbs, or hands you should say specifically. He has 6 limbs, 2 legs and 4 arms, kind of like Slam Bam you could say. The point is, his grenades can get so accurate that he can hit enemies at all angles to him, and not many characters have the ability to do that, and not to mention the animations are smooth on top of that, so the animations alone kind of emphasize his quick-shottingliness. I mean, like, apart from the grenade throwing, he does have a very melee-oriented moveset. But most of the time, we won't need to use that melee-oriented moveset because his quick-shottingliness is so effective that most enemies will be defeated from a distance as is. And then finally, last but not least, we have Stormblade, who is a quick shot purely for the fact that the speed in which she fires off her blades and the accuracy that they have and the range that they can cover is probably the fastest and most effective form of weaponry out of all of the Quickshots here. She is the fastest Quickshot, the bestest ranged Quickshot, and the most effective Quickshot. And so if that doesn't make her a Quickshot, I don't know what does. Hence, we have our last Quickshot of the episode. So, as always, I'm going to be calling it here. Thanks so much as always for watching, guys, and I'll be seeing you for the next episode of Schooled. But until such a moment, peace.